Okay, so they're telling us there's a line that contains the point 7,2 and it's parallel to this line. So really, if we could only find the slope, we have a point, and if we could find the slope, then we could use point slope form and we could find the equation of the line. So the question is, what's the slope? How do I find the slope if you're given a line like this? Well, remember, this is called standard form. Remember that slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So if I could somehow change this so it looks more like that, then I could just look at the coefficient of the x, and then that would be the slope. So how do I do that? Well, I get y by itself. So let's move the 5x over.
Oh, do you divide it by?
Negative 3y equals, I'm subtracting 5x. You see what I did there?
Yeah.
First step, and now get rid of the negative 3. Y equals, divide both sides by negative 3, so that'd be positive 5/3 x. And don't forget to divide this by negative 3 also, minus 2. There's slope-intercept form for this. These are the same line.
Oh, okay.
But now I can see the slope. The slope, which is what I wanted, is right there. There's the slope, and since they're parallel, they have the same slope. So I've got this point, and I have this slope. So point slope form would be y minus 2 equals 5/3 times x minus 7.
Okay, yeah.
Now let's do the rest of it too. How do I convert this now to slope-intercept form?
To slope-intercept?
Because they want also slope-intercept form, and they also want standard form with integer coefficients.
Well, could this work as slope-intercept?
Well, no, because this is a different line. This is parallel to that, but it's a totally different line. So now I'm not thinking of this anymore. I'm not thinking of this line. Now I'm looking only at this line, and I'm trying to put it in slope-intercept form. So let's do the same thing again. Let's get y by itself.
Okay. So
But before we do that, let me teach you a trick, and it's called clearing the fraction.
okay.
If you have a fraction in your equation, anytime you have a fraction in your equation, and if you don't like dealing with fractions, I recommend you clear it. And the way you clear it is you multiply everything in your equation by 3.
Okay.
And when I multiply that by 3, remember I'm multiplying everything. So it goes here, and it goes here, but I don't have to put it inside here because that's being multiplied. Does that make sense? So when I do that, what do I get? I get 3y minus 6 equals 5 times x minus 7.
Okay, yeah, that makes
Easier to deal with now, right? So then let's distribute this in. 5x minus 35. Now let's put it in, so let's get y by itself. So let's add 6 to both sides. I'm going to do this in a little bit of a shortcut. And now let's divide by 3. 5/3 x.
Okay.
See how I did that?
Yeah.
All right, now, the last thing they wanted us to do was to put it in standard form with integer coefficients. So in order to do that, I'm going to use what I already had right here, and I'm going to go a different way. Instead of putting in slope-intercept form from here, see how I have integers?
Yeah.
Let's just move things over. Let's subtract 5x from both sides. Let's leave the 3y over there, and let's add 6 to both sides.
Okay.
And there's your standard form.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.